Good to go.
Yep.
Okay, I'd like to call the P and J committee meeting together for 6:03 P.M. We're gonna start with roll call to my left.
Cheryl Davy.
Right?
Todd Bouchard here.
Victor Janaro, present.
Tom Compton, is this P and J or is this the regular?
Just the P and J.
Yes, you just walked in the room, okay.
We're glad you're here.
I'm so here.
We're just a little early in the month because of Thanksgiving.
That's dedication, Tom. Okay.
So before we open it up and start moving on to business, I just want everyone to flip to page 3, so you can see some of our current commitments. One of the commitments that is not outlined here yet is the internal goal of the sidewalk improvement project. And we are starting to be getting into the process of collecting bids. We have some softball information, so we kind of understand that most of this budget is already going to be eaten up, if not all. But we do want to keep moving forward because capital will be coming in the new year. And we're going to be pursuing more capital in the new year. So we want to keep these conversations going. So with that being said, let's start with new business, 115 Main Street, the pre-application. We have Harry Phillips.
You want me to stand somewhere or am I fine here?
Oh, if you're comfortable.
You can sit if you want.
You're fine.
Not that, serious topic.
Well, you want to take us away?
I don't have the numbers in front of me, but we're asking for about $100,000 or thereabouts. When we started with the bank building project, this county's stance was that building was not going to need a sprinkler system. That the upstairs had been previously used as residential, downstairs for storages and commercial retail, so we kind of had that in the back of our mind. As we went into the project, things kind of started changing a little bit, opinions changed. Another third company or third party became involved with Claire Company, who does outsources, the permit application packets, and so then sprinklers started being talked about. So we ended up with an early warning smoke detection system that I installed on the lower level, and I believe that was about $45,000. We did 1 hour burns on the walls and the ceiling in that building. But they're still gonna want sprinklers in the upstairs. So the cost of the sprinkler system, I believe, was $41,000 or $42,000. Getting the water from where it's at, which is over by Pacific Restaurant across the plaza, wasn't too bad. I think that is a little high, but it was about $20,000, I think. The biggest cost is the SDC fee.
Yeah.
And I think it's about $60,000.
47.
Okay, so we've got a fair amount of money that we had not anticipated spending on that project. So we were looking for help or an alternate method. Right now, we've got a housing grant that we were awarded about 6 months ago for the upstairs portion of the project, the apartment portion of $100,000. We have a Oregon Main Street grant of $250,000, so we've got $350,000 of grant money headed to those apartments. I'm in the building right now, a couple of dollars shy of 1.3 million out of pocket. On just getting the building to the point that it's at right now, which is structurally sound. And the lower level done, so, and then I had the $470,000 purchase price, so I'm invested fairly heavily in it. And yeah, but I at the end of the day, I feel like it's worth it. It's worth it for the community, it's worth it for the additional housing, and that's a cost that I'm willing to incur. I've got about another $250,000 of cash. So I feel like we're, if we could get this, we're really close to being able to finish those apartments. We've got about a $750,000 budget to complete those 9 units. We did a portion of the work when we did lower levels, so those units have plumbing, underfloor, power there, of course, the roof's on it, so
Yeah,
we're trying to, get rid of that, sprinkler system cost.
oh, trust me, you know, like, another, member of the community is here, you know, I don't need to name names. Todd, we like what you're doing for the city, we believe in both of you, we think that you're doing wonderful things. We just are having a capital issue right now, and in the new year, I will be the president of the board. And we've been discussing a little bit with Tom, we've been discussing a little bit with Ruth, and we're gonna be pursuing an additional couple $1 million for financing. And so we want to continue to work with you, we don't wanna see this project stall out, we wanna see things move forward. But right now, we're having a little bit of a cash flow issue, and we have somebody else who's in line waiting to see some of that capital get released. So what I wanna say is, this presentation is really clear and really great, and I appreciate you putting the effort into it, and we are not saying no. We wanna keep finding an avenue to move forward, but we don't have the $110,000 right now. That being said, we may be able to find a way to have that in the new year. Especially we're gonna get a disbursement from the tax office, I think, in February or March, maybe. It's pretty much at the top of Q2, at the bottom of Q1, so. It's not ideal for your situation right now, but that's just kind of where we're at. I will continue to bring this towards the board. But that's just where we are in terms of capital.
How would you feel if I move forward on the project, and if you do get any money, we talk about doing some other portion of the project?
So the way,
I'm not gonna stop.
no, you can't stop, we don't want you to stop.
Right.
We can't fund things that we haven't agreed to before the project actually takes place.
Mhm.
But one thing that we're trying to develop so we can help people in your situation is how do we break that project up into these tangible amounts that may be able to hit when we have the capital. So, for example, we can't do the $100,000 right now, but perhaps you've already done a breakdown of this project. Perhaps there's an avenue that we could come in later with a portion of this project, if the project's.
So that particular project.
Yeah, well, you would break it up from being the fire sprinkler suppression project into 1, 2, 3.
Maybe they give you a grant for sheet rock,
Right,
as an
Yes.
example.
Right.
So, but right now, if you're, are you, what is your timeline for moving forward?
I'd like to start on the first of the year. I mean, we have just actually gotten our permit packet in place.
Okay, so I think the idea is, so you get started, you know, one of the first things you're gonna have to do is the sprinkler system, because you gotta run the piping, right?
Yeah,
So you move forward with that. Well, what Victor's saying is, you know, there's an anticipation of money coming in the first quarter. And then potentially,
yeah,
they could award you a grant for sheet rock.
Right,
Finish
that's what I was-
electrical. Yeah, so it does
Yeah.
give you some help, because this is a project I think is totally with what we're shooting.
oh, yeah,
for.
absolutely,
But instead of the first phase being right now with this, there's no money, but there's money coming, I don't know exactly
Yeah.
when. But then it could be going towards another item in
Right.
your project.
yeah.
Right.
And what we need from you to do is to make each of these segments a project. Because according to our bylaws, and it's bureaucratic AF, and we get it, but this is the system that's set up. If you present that project as it's 110,000, but you've already started 50% of it, then we can't help you.
Correct.
But if you say, hey, I'm doing this fire sprinkler project, but I need you to help me with this project, the
Right.
drywall project, then we can figure that out.
Gotcha.
So that's what I'm saying is, no is not the answer. We 100% appreciate what you're doing with me. You know, we just gotta judge it a little bit to figure it out. Does that make sense? That was really helpful. Here for door. Tom, Cheryl, do you have any thoughts?
I had just a couple of questions, so there are 9 units, Terry, they're single,
They are going to be all 700 square foot, 1 bed, 1 bath. There's 8 units upstairs, and there's an ADA unit downstairs, in
nice,
case you wonder how I got away with no elevator.
Quick question about system development charge, just because I'm getting used to the local colloquial way of describing things. You have new meter fee as an item, and then the system development charge. What is the difference? Is one the actual physical work and one is just the permit? And the city is telling you that it's $47,000 for the physical?
There was three costs that added up to that. There was the cost of the SDCP, the advanced excavation to get the water. Because the city doesn't do anything for that fee.
$20,000. So they do charge a fee based on the size of the meter.
Yeah,
So they gave me a,
yeah, but see, that where I'm just to clarify where and why I'm confused, in Portland. They would say you're gonna upsize your meter and then only the city is allowed to bid on that work or tell you what that work is going to cost. So like something like that $47,000 would be the physical cost and then they would outline the permit cost.
No, it's just a fee.
It's
We'll call it a
47,000
tax.
per fee.
How about that? It's a tax.
That's a tax.
Yeah, because the city's saying, hey, there's gonna be more use of the water sewer, so we want to pull in some money now for our maintenance and things.
That tax is huge.
I actually looked at building an apartment years ago, and that, the number, I mean, it costs more to build it than that's worth.
Oh, they're not housing.
I wanna say Carl Daniels had $900,000 in an SDCP up there on one of his complexes.
So it's tough.
Yeah,
Really, yeah.
This
that
is,
is why,
And that's for no work, that's just. fee.
that's just
The
fee.
work is the 19,200,
Oh,
that's to have somebody dig a hole.
Yeah.
And run a line over that's upsized to this building.
Yeah.
And then the 1755 is for the city to come put a meter.
To do the
To
meter.
connect the meter to the pipe that's been put by somebody.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I did understand the water line to the meter. I thought that 47,000 included like cutting the asphalt, excavating the city line. That is just
So
the
that's
tax.
just the tax.
Well, thank you for helping unpack that.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry that you have that tax. That's wild.
well, it's a 2-inch meter. They're more than that. They're like 70,000. They give you a credit for the 1-inch. So Todd's right, the cost is astronomical for like the village over here. That's where you were gonna go.
Yeah, we needed a 3-inch line.
Yeah, what was the SDC on that?
You know, I can't, it's probably around 100,000,
Yeah.
if I recall. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, well, do we have anything else we want to share with Terry or any of the thoughts?
Well, I have a question, another question, so do you have approved plans now?
For the apartments?
Yeah,
Yes, I do.
okay, and they agree?
Approved by the county? No.
Alright,
We've got a stamped set of plans
Okay.
that we have just submitted to the county for.
did the
apartments.
county tell you they're okay with not sprinkling the downstairs?
Yes,
Okay.
And anything changed?
No.
Or it's just the upstairs, just because that's just.
correct.
Wow.
Alright, my experience is if you have a residential and a commercial, you gotta sprinkle it no matter what. If you have more than 2 residential, you have to sprinkle the whole building. So I would just confirm that. I would really,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, 'cause I wouldn't want you to kind of move forward, size everything for just the upstairs, and then someone says, oh, wait a minute, you gotta sprinkle the bottom too. And then you have to redo something. I need to have you in a bind like that.
Right.
My understanding is you have to sprinkle the whole building, so I don't know how that's not.
We we had a couple of ways out of that.
Okay,
And one of them was the 2-hour burn. And the other was the early warning smoke detection system.
as long as you got it covered, so I don't want you to be in a bad spot.
Yeah, no, it's good to try to fill goals, because it's helpful. Others not, Tom?
So, you're lining the elements of your job in a row, and among the things that you mentioned was a grant coming in from Main Street and another grant coming in from another.
Right.
And so, any delay on your part? Is there an expiration of those grants being used that I just confirmed?
No,
Okay, you're okay in that regard?
yeah, I'm fine.
All right. Yeah, because we don't want, this group does not want to hold up you moving forward with the job while, having permits that may expire down the road, or maybe these grants expire, but that's not the issue.
No,
I'm good.
Yeah,
So we don't vote on this, do we?
No, all we can do is either tell him that he needs to go back and do more work, or we can bring it to the board, as I understand. But I think we can bring this to the board, it's well done. It's just that that's our pickup,
Okay.
that's our issue. Cheryl, any other thoughts?
Not really, but I'd like to, when we bring it to the board, maybe talk about it, but, for the fact that isn't it possible to take it to the board and since he has part of it he has to get going on anyway, and that would be his buy-in, and then the rest would be a TURA funded in whatever way the board decides.
Yeah.
But isn't that a way to keep it moving forward?
I mean, it sounds like he's a critical part of the project, because you have to figure out a way to keep moving forward, or you're not going to be able to get drywall up and then subsequently finish just the final permits. So we can try to communicate with the board potential urgency around it, but we do have a little bit of a line. We do have these big deliverables coming up. So I just don't wanna leave Terry here with false hope. I wanna give him all the agency that he can figure out how he can move forward, but know that we are still an interested partner. It's not a no, it's nothing done yet.
So if you move forward, does that stick us with just working with this?
I would have to get more clarification from our president, how we could do that, and then we would draft something and send it to you. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do right now, but we will move this forward, we will bring it.
It'd probably be a better idea to hold off. I mean, if you're not gonna have any money until spring,
Yeah,
and we would be stuck with this project, by spring, this project will probably be done.
yeah,
So it might be better just to hold
Yeah.
on that and talk about drywall or
future
kitchen
projects,
cabinets or whatever, trim out.
yeah, I think that's probably right. Yeah, that's probably good. I still think I'm going to try to advocate on your behalf for a shorter term answer, but I think you're realistic with.
Why don't we keep it in limbo then?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you wanna do and then,
And then we can, yeah, move forward more
Move forward,
realistically, you too.
yeah,
Cool. Well, thank you, Terry.
no, thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, I think this, anything else, I think we're ready to move on. Okay, we have 2016 Third Street. Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
What's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, thank you for coming. Do you have, sorry, I'm flipping over to your,
It was been here before, Victor.
oh, when I was on,
Yeah.
oh, great. Well, Jennifer, do you wanna take us away?
So, does everybody have the picture from the first?
Oh.
The first time I didn't put it out, I thought it should have been, the existing ceiling that I want to repair and what I want it to look like. Or 55.
Gotcha. Gotcha, yeah, we can pull the pictures up. You know, I think you heard a little bit of the spiel already.
And that's fine with me, because I don't really want to do it until late January, early February, or even early March.
So, great,
Yeah, 'cause that's fine, so I don't have lines down the street.
cool,
I teach home before, so that's my slow time, right now is my busy time, I don't want to be pulling my room apart right
yeah,
now. So, cause the area is retail, it's open for retail,
good,
so what I have is, I have white acoustical tiles in my bathroom. With fluorescent lights, but, strips, which you cannot replace anymore, you can't even replace the bulbs.
yeah,
So I've got lighting that won't work anymore. And, the white acoustical tiles that are mismatched from, previous years. It is an old building. So what I'd like to do is replace the white acoustical tiles with a blue pine and can lighting,
right,
which I have a photo of. So previously, years ago, I took on the old barber shop.
Yeah.
right next to me. And same situation, white acoustic tiles, fluorescent light strips, and that's exactly what we did there, we did blue pine with the can lighting, and it looks amazing.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
want to do the same thing in my bathroom, so it all matches and nice clean look.
yeah, no, you got the good bid and everything. I see you're applying for a grant.
Yeah.
Would you be amendable to a grant and a loan where we gave you, something like 50% in grant and 50% in loan? I think our loans are like 6% or less right now. Is that something you'd be amendable to
Yes,
pursuing?
I would definitely consider that. What
Okay,
I would probably do is actually is go, I don't own the building.
gotcha.
I would probably go to the owner and say, I can get this much, would you consider putting in this much?
There you go.
I mean, it's a benefit to him,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
so.
Tom, you have any questions from the net?
I don't know.
Tom?
No,
Well, once again, we're cash strapped. We've got some big deliverables coming up.
Right.
If you got a realistic timeline, like you said, potentially Q2 or end of Q1,
Yeah,
this isn't a huge budget, this is
Right.
perhaps something, based off of what I'm seeing, I feel comfortable bringing this to the board, having a
Okay.
conversation, letting people know this is potentially going on. But we're not in a position to offer anything today.
that's fine.
Cool.
So would you just reach out to me, or do I reach back out to Sarah, or?
I think, reaching back out to Sarah in the new year might be good, just because the holidays can make things a little confusing. And just a little check-in email, but we do have a board coming up in December, so we could,
Yeah.
get off the agenda.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay. And are you just here for support then, or so the government vibes, or?
All of the above, but you already answered some of the questions I have here just about the cash flow. And then something else I wanted to bring up, so I know one of TURA's main goals, besides, obviously improving our community and helping local businesses, is to increase the property tax revenue for you guys to be able to put that back to our city. And so as I was paying our property taxes, I actually took a scan because I wanted to bring it, and show you our property taxes increased for 1/10 still.
for those of us who don't know, could you introduce yourself?
Of course, I am Hope, I'm Todd's daughter actually.
Thank you, we met you before, I just didn't remember, I think you were on Zoom at that time, so,
Yeah.
okay, okay, thank you.
That number was so perfect, they're not paying
That's for
900.
1/10 still, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's almost a 940% increase. in
Well,
property taxes.
and as you've outlined, the goal of the board is to increase those taxes, so, I have a personal level of thrill, but, as an American, he pays taxes. You know what I mean?
Right,
But that's, that's one of the tenets of urban renewals, if we build a tax base. If you
Absolutely.
pay money for a few years, 10 years or something.
Yeah.
You're taking their tax money and you're not letting all the other people who normally get it.
Yeah.
And the goal is
See this?
that when it ends and you start paying people, they get more than they
No.
did before because you increased the tax base. So tell the numbers so everybody can see.
So the property tax per year went from $784 to $6,002.98. So
From under 1,000 to in excess of 6,000?
it is a 937% property tax increase. And once again, on behalf of TURA, we'd like to thank you and your family for.
And Terry's gonna get his chance.
What?
Or.
oh no.
Should be the old camper. Should be the old camper, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it okay if we keep this?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those major improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are great.
So,
This is tangible. This is incredible. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, all right, let's go back. Do we have any committee concerns? You feeling good,
Yeah.
Sheriff? Nothing at this time. All right, well, unless there's anything else, I think with that, we can bring this meeting to adjournment. So it is 6:27, and I would like to bring the P and J meeting to completion.